Good morning, everyone. This is Mary. You're watching another little piece of my art, and today we're going to purge this tub of watercolor supplies. I'm going to not bring all of them with me when I move, so I thought that, we'd look through them. I don't have a lot of recording space left, so try to get through this quickly. But the first thing I found in there was a tub of brushes. So here's a nice watercolor brush we can use. I have some watercolor paper here, and let me get you in a straighter position, and I have some water. So let's see, the first thing I'm pulling out here are these Crayola, they're like fluorescent, not fluorescent, but pearlescents. So I did use one. And I'm not sure what I think of them. I'm definitely going to keep them, but to give you a little idea. Now, keep in mind, you guys, that I am using, to demonstrate, I'm using watercolor paper. So everything I show you is going to look the best that it can look because it's on the right paper. So if you buy any of these products, just keep that in mind, that it may be totally different in your book. But there's, you can see the pearlescent in them. There's just a little bit of streakiness quality to these. I'm just not totally sure I'm down with. I've only used them, like I said, once. This is the only one color that I've actually opened. But you can definitely see, that it's definitely has the pearlescent. So I think that since they are new and I might not know how to use them yet, I'm going to go ahead and keep those. So we will call that Crayola Pearl. All right. Okay. Now, I bought these Crayola Glitter watercolors right when I first started using coloring books, because I thought they would be fun in some of the books that my grandson and I were playing with in at the time. And I actually used some of these in my Dracula coloring book, and it just was not good, you guys. It was not good. So I do not think I'm going to be taking these with me. I can't see a reason why I would use these. These definitely, to me, fall under the description of a kid's paint. They don't. So where's the glitter, for one thing? And they just do not cover well at all. So I think that those will be going in the donation. Crayola Glitter, we'll call that one. I know this is sideways, but that's just so that you can see it right now as I'm using it, and I'll turn it upside right. I do have the Winsor & Newton palette here. It is well loved, as you can see, but there is still plenty of paint in some of these colors, and yeah, I'm definitely not going to throw that away. So I'm keeping that. Also, I want to add that the watercolors that I use all the time, which is the Artistro and the Paul Rubens ice cream palette, or candy colored palette, are not in here. So, those I carry around because I do use those all the time and definitely not getting rid of them. All right, so now we have Prang Glitter watercolor, because, I tried the Crayola, wasn't a big fan, so I thought, well, here I am at Ollie's and they're $1.99. Let's try these. But look at this purple one. I mean, really glittery, right? It reminds me of nail polish. So, let me dry off my brushes a tad, or rinse it, I mean. Let's try that purple one. So, yep, once again, you can see. Now, I'm sure you can build up your layers as it dries. I don't have time to do that right now, but it's pretty much the same type of deal that the Crayola ones had going on. But seems to be like a little bit better of a quality. So just because I, would like to have some kind of glitter watercolor, for what reason, I don't know, only just because to say I have it, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and take those. So those were the Prang Glitter. I'm sure that they have their place in something, in all the arts that I do. I just don't know what at the moment, but I'll find it. Okay. Now I have the Crayola washable watercolors, just the regular 16 color palette here. Apparently I have used it because I see I always use the lid there. All right, let's see. So right off the bat, compared to the watercolors, these feel like a thicker consistency. Let me see if I want to kind of see if they will be blendable at all, because I do not remember using these. I'm sure I have, but I might have used them, like with my grandson or something like that. Okay, so I see that you can get a blend going here with these, which is, if you're wanting to do a background, say a sunset or a sky or something, you want something that's going to blend a little bit, these definitely are not a high-end item. They're definitely not an expensive item, but it is a full tray of paint, and it seems like wasteful to not take it when I can at least use it for something, even if it's just to play in my junk journals and create backgrounds with them. So that is just the standard Crayola. Okay. One of the best ones, I think, for the cheaper sets is the Prang watercolors. This is an older set. I don't know if it still looks this way anymore, but they definitely, and also I think these are the ones that stay semi-moist. So when you're working with these, be careful that your pages don't stick together. So, but you can see how much more vivid the colors are on the Prang. They're a nice watercolor. If you're going to do something, just to get your feet wet in watercolor, I would say go with the Prang versus the Crayola. It's just a better paint. I love Crayola stuff, but it's just a better paint. So that's Prang. Now, one of my favorite paints that I discovered randomly at the bargain hunt is this Reeves. These Reeves paints here. Gives you the little thingy thing of what you have. But I don't know. I like these paints. They're a chalkier paint, but I think the colors, if you have the Reeves watercolor crayons, they're kind of just like that. And I think this palette cost me a couple dollars. So definitely worth it if you can find them. Because, yeah, it seems like a bit of a heavier body paint. They have the, it's like true to the colors of like acrylic paints, the standard colors that you want for mixing. Let's try the green here. So I highly recommend the Reeves if you can find them. If you're on a budget, it also comes with a brush there. We'll be keeping those. Okay, apparently I have also Prang metallic washable watercolors, because glitter is not enough. We need metallic as well. Are you surprised at all? I am not. So this would be along the lines of those Crayola ones that we showed you at the beginning, the pearl, I think, kind of that way. I actually kind of like these. They're pretty. They're very light. You would have to build up your layers, but I think they would have their place as well. So that's the Prang Metallic. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to bring these in place of these. So this was a set that I bought at Hobby Lobby many moons ago. You can see that, you know, there's some that are barely have anything left. They flop out of the pans all the time and get on my last nerve. And I don't think that they're very good. I mean, they're okay. They're very, so you get like, you know, this metallic-y color, right? Like if you wanted to do a metal look on something, but it's very streaky. And I don't know, to me it's just not, it's not worth it. The way it falls apart, the way it breaks. This is by Yeshumoto. Yeshumoto, sorry. So yeah, I'm going to be passing this on, or actually maybe even putting it in the trash. I just don't think I'm going to go with that. So, Yeshumoto, Hobby Lobby. Now, a good one to get at Hobby Lobby, if you can find these, I don't know if they still have them, but this one here, it has no name on it whatsoever, but every color is like an earth tone. So, these are very nice to use, you know, in the fall months, because you can get all different shades for your pictures that have leaves and trees, and they have a nice consistency. They have a nice consistency. These darker ones at the bottom, it's a little hard to tell what they are, you know, the color, because they're so dark that they all look alike. So every time I use them, I got to do a little bit of a testy test to see, you know, what color I'm using. But you know, I do like these. I think that they're very, for what they cost, which was about $6 or $7.99, I think they're worth it. So that one is the Prang Earthtones, or sorry, the Hobby Lobby Earthtones. All right. I have these, and I'm going to tell you right now, these are not going with me. I cannot stand them. These are Crafters Square watercolor tempera is what they call themselves. I mean, I tried to figure out something to use these for, really, but I can't think of anything. I made a mess in one of my watercolor books trying them out. They're not, I don't like them. So, you know, it might be something that you would like, and maybe you could work with. And remember what I said too. Right now I'm on watercolor paper, so everything is on its best behavior. But these are Crafter Square, and I am not taking those with me, so those will be donated. And then, let's see, I have a couple more things here because I'm running out of time. I have these. This is my OG here. Hobby Lobby $4.99. I have had these since, it says 2009. So I've had these quite some time, and I love these. I love these. These are made by Lowell Cornell Simply Art. Yeah, they're a bit chalky, but they work great on watercolor paper. They work great for like Draw My Day, where you just need a little bit of, you know, color, and you have so many choices here. I've always liked these. I've used quite a bit, you know, the lighter colors here are gone pretty much, but it's just a lot of nostalgia. My kids and I played with this a lot, and I just can't let that go. So that's coming. And then I have two little homemade things that I wanted to share. This is my little homemade palette here. So this is an eyeshadow. It was LA Colors little black book. It's an eyeshadow palette from the Dollar Tree. And I just dug the eyeshadows out with like a butter knife or something and squirted in liquid watercolor. And I use a piece of wax paper for, you know, my mixing and just to keep everything in there. And then just bring a water brush. That is one small way you can transport watercolor. And I also have this water soluble and watercolor handmade book that I made from a tutorial from Jenny Belly. So this is a fabulous idea. If you want to see how to make one of these, I can list that video in my description so you can give that a looky-loo. I don't remember, the problem is I didn't write down. I don't remember which pencils and stuff that I used. But what you do is basically, this is watercolor paper, so you use it, and then when it runs out, you just color back over it, and it'll last you quite some time. I've had this one for years. So there is that one. Okay, guys, so here is our finished little, let me put you up there. This is our finished little sample paper here of our watercolors, the good, the bad, the medium. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. And thank you so much for coming back to my channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye.